It's showtime!
Hello, and welcome to another video where I explain how to use a character. Today I'll be explaining Undead, or Percy. Percy is one of the most unique characters in the game, purely for the fact that he cannot pick up survivors and he cannot chair them. Instead he slugs them on the ground. If you don't know what slugging is, it's where the hunter leaves the survivor or survivors on the ground. First I'll go through his abilities. There will be a timestamp in the pinned comment if you want to skip this part. Energy Charge. This is Percy's unique gauge that fills whenever he uses an ability. I'll explain how much when I get to those abilities. The gauge has 100 points, 0 to 49 does nothing, 50 to 99 gives you Energy Surge, which can also be identified by Percy's hands and sword glowing blue. During Energy Surge, Percy's attacks, whether they be his basic attack or his skill attacks, will not be interrupted by stuns or effects, such as Acrobat's bombs or Coordinator's gun. Energy Surge also adds things to his skills which I'll explain when we get there. Now when Percy's gauge reaches 100, Percy becomes overloaded, which is also identifiable by a more distorted glow to his hands and sword. The base color is pink when overloaded, and while overloaded, for 14 seconds Percy will not be able to use any of his abilities or skills as well as his second skill, Listen, Teleport, and such. Also Percy's movement speed is decreased by 8% while overloaded. Surrogate. This is what Percy will use instead of chairs. Survivors die faster on the ground, 25% faster specifically, but they're allowed to move. They also get 200% more crawl speed, not including sticker. Also when they get up their aura is shown for 6 seconds. Now, whenever all survivors are down or all the ciphers are done, they die 300% faster instead of 25%. Now additionally their heal limit, instead of being 90%, without exit path, it becomes 95%. How death works. Whenever a survivor is downed, a part of their death is already done and it'll go up more every time they go down, and around the 75% mark there is a line. That line is the half mark like on chairs. If a survivor gets to 75% and dies again, they instantly die. Kinetic Dash Hit. This is Percy's main skill. Kinetic Dash is a dash type skill that makes Percy dash a big distance powered at great speed, but he can stop early if he runs into an object, a survivor, or a bot. Percy can have 5 dashes save up at once and it has no cooldown after using a dash, but the recharge time for one dash is 10 seconds. Also the amount of energy you get for dashing is 10. The Energy Surge version of the skill makes it to where whenever Percy dashes he'll jump when he stops. At that point it's like evil reptilian and he can press the skill button again to slam in the direction the camera is facing. Charge Strike. This is Percy's first skill he unlocks through presence. Charge Strike is an idle AoE type move. Whenever Percy uses this he becomes idle and can't move and Percy begin to charge the skill. The longer you hold it the longer you charge it. With minimal charging this skill will only stun, but if charged enough it'll do damage to any survivors in the radius. Also survivors can see the radius of the skill charging. The Energy Surge version of this skill allows Percy to do a second strike after the first one. This will allow Percy to damage a survivor more easily with this skill. The amount of energy points gained is 20. Energy Conversion. This is the last skill Percy gains through presence. Energy Conversion is a managed type skill and its purpose is to help move the energy bar. If Percy is 0 to 49 energy, the skill will give him 50 energy, so here's some quick math. If Percy is a 30 energy and uses this skill, he'll be at 80 energy. If Percy is 50 to 99 energy he'll lose 50 energy, so 99 minus 50 would be 49. This skill has a 40-second cooldown. Extra details. Here's some extra details about Percy and his kit. The energy bar will automatically deplete itself slowly after a short duration. Energy Surge will only prevent skills from being interrupted, so only the wind up and attack of the skill, any recovery animations don't count. Kinetic Dash Jump and Slam can go over short walls, this takes practice for some walls. Finally, and this is just because I didn't know this the first time, overload does not count for energy surge, so you can definitely get interrupted during your attack. What second skills to use? Obviously this is usually opinion based and also based on playstyle, but the two main skills I see people bring are teleport or peepers. But I always bring teleport. Persona build. This is the build I always use, which is a north-south build. But I'll let the visual display what the specifics are. And now for the actual tutorial, sorry for the beginning's length. Obviously when a round starts you should do what any hunter does and go to the closest survivor spawn you are aware of, and if you have a movement skill judge whether to use said skill or not. In Undead's case always use your dash at round start, you've got to build up for energy surge, makes chases easier. Now, this doesn't mean run into a wall until you get energy surge, because 1. That takes time, and 2. It uses up your dashes. And in this match here I was chasing Gravekeeper who has his shovel, so if he really wanted he could shovel and or run while I get energy. A very important part of this character is what he does with his downs. You've got to take a lot of things into account, who to tunnel, who to prioritize, when to camp, where to camp. And don't listen to people who tell you not to camp, if camping helps you do so. Now there is a difference between strategical camping and dumb camping. Dump camping is downing a survivor then sitting on top of them, or proxy camping. Doing this just allows the other survivors to do ciphers. Strategical camping is when it'll benefit you as well as apply pressure to the survivors. Here is an example. I have 2 down as well as a partially completed cipher machine, and now all I have to do is wait for them to make a move, because the longer they leave them the greater advantage I have. Another factor is who to tunnel and when to tunnel. Right here I had 2 choices, either go for the death on hit Gardener, or down Mind's Eye and get more pressure. You can see which I picked. What was even better was I knew exactly where Gardener was afterwards. So not only did I get more pressure, but I now have 1 survivor down for the count, which pressured the survivors even more. As a Percy you want to keep yourself in the energy surge state as much as humanly possible, mainly in a chase. It kind of works like this: energy surge equals better chase and a tank but worse movement, no energy surge equals better movement but worse chase. For the rest of the video I'll have this match playing, but now we'll talk about mindset and what to go for. If you ever manage to down the decoder early, it doesn't necessarily have to be the first down, tunnel them first otherwise they'll plow through your ciphers. Percy is weak against cipher rush. Even if the decoder is down the ciphers could disappear quickly, so here's another mindset: don't aim for 4-kill victory. Percy is a very awkward hunter in endgame or when only 1 survivor remains, because of the fact that survivors can just crawl away and out the door or to the dungeon. Aiming and landing skills. Charge strike is the harder of the 2 to land, but using it when a survivor doesn't have anywhere to go to dodge is ideal, like when they for a vault, and even though without energy surge it's next to useless, it can still stun a survivor long enough to get a hit in. Now for dash hit. Sometimes taking a more obscure route is the better option, whatever it takes to get a better angle for a clean dash hit, for example walking at an angle compared to the survivor then dashing when they get in hit range. Hitbox and attack type. Percy's attacks are slow to wind up, but it's supposed to coincide with his energy surge. His normal hitbox is very odd and he is very easy to 360 because of his weird hitbox. So as Percy you need to consider the fact that a survivor will go for a 360 and counteract it, either by backing up, going for a heavy attack, maybe just not even moving, whatever fits the situation. And speaking of the heavy attack, it's actually not that bad, but it's not something to use often because of how slow it is. I generally use it when I'm trying to hit a survivor that can stop me from hitting them, for example Enchantress, Coordinator, Prospector, and other stunners. As of me making this video, I cannot think of anything else to add, but in case I forgot something, let me know or ask a question in the comments. I'll do my best to reply to any questions. The rest of the video will just be this match, so give the video a like if I did a good job with this video. It'll help me judge whether I should make more and how I should do it in the future, but for now enjoy the rest of this game.